Hi guys, in this video we're going to be looking at a sigma notation example. We have an example here. We're given a sum and we're given the value of the sum. Remember that this notation here simply means what is the sum of this from 1 to k, and then we are told that it gives us negative 20. What are we looking for? We have to calculate k. And what is k there? K is the ending point where we end doing our sum. Okay? And the question is, how are we going to find it? Let's start here. You will remember that when we are looking for the number of terms in a series, we say, when we're working with sigma, we say the number on top minus the number at the bottom plus 1. Do you still remember that? And remember, the number of terms is what? It's n. The number of terms is equal to k minus the number at the bottom. In this case, it's 1 plus 1. And then what is it going to give us in this case? This is going to cancel with that, and we're going to be left with k. Therefore, n in this case, it is equal to k. N, which is the number of terms. Okay? Only in this case, the reason the number of terms is equal to the top number, it's because we are starting at 1. So if we want to find k, we must find n, the number of terms. All right? Okay, now that we have that established, let's go back to our sigma. Before we can start calculating, we must first determine the kind of series that we have here. So if we look at this formula here, we have 20 minus 4n. 20 minus 4n, it has the form of a linear sequence or an arithmetic sequence. You see, therefore, we must use the formula for evaluating arithmetic series. So the formula is Sn over n. Sn is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1d. I believe you all know this formula. Okay, so this formula has 4 variables. So in order for us to be able to use it to look for an unknown, we must know at least 3 of the variables. So let's check if we have that. So first we have Sn. Sn is the sum, right? Do we have it? Yes, we do. We were told that the sum of this is negative 20. So we can come here and say Sn is equal to negative 20. Okay? And then we also need to know n. N in this case is our unknown. It's what we're trying to find. And then we have a. A is term number 1 of the series, right? Do we have it? No, we don't. Can we find it? Yes, we can find it. So we're going to come here and say a is equal to, we're going to calculate it. And then let's check d. D is the constant difference. Do we have it? No, we don't. But can we find it? Yes, we can. Therefore, we're going to come here and say d is equal to, then n is what we are looking for. Okay, so let's start by trying to find a. A is our term number 1, right? So we're going to find it where the series starts. So we're going to say when n is equal to 1, we have 20 minus 4 into 1, which gives us what? 20 minus 4 gives us what? 16. This implies that our term number 1, which is a, is 16. Then we're going to write 16 there. Okay? Then we have to find d. Remember that when we are looking for d, we say T2 minus T1, right? So here we have T1. So we must look for T2 so that we can determine D. Okay? So when n is equal to 2, what do we have? We have 20 minus 4 into 2 equals 20 minus 8 it's going to give us what? It is going to give us 12. That's our term number 2. Okay, so we can come and say, therefore, D is equal to T2 minus T1, which is, our T2 is 12 minus 16, and then this is what? 12 minus 16 gives us what? It gives us negative 4. Therefore, our D is negative 4. So there we have it. We have 3 of our unknowns. So what is left for us to do is to start solving for n. Okay, so let's go back to the formula and substitute. Okay, let me write down the formula here. Sn is equal to n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1d. Our Sn is negative 20. Our n is what we are looking for. Then we have our a is 16, and then we have our n, and then d is negative 4. And then from here we're going to remove the brackets. What we are doing here is now grade 10 work. So if you are still having problems doing this, removing the brackets and multiplying binomials, monomials, trinomials, just go to my YouTube channel and check a video where I did that for grade 10 work. So it's 2 times 16. 2 times 16 is 32 plus, no, it's going to be minus, we're going to have minus 4n plus 4. Okay, then we have negative 20 is equal to n over 2 into, we have like terms, it's going to give us 36 minus 4n, and then we're going to have negative 20. This 2 divides everything inside the brackets, so we're going to have 18 minus 2n, and then we're going to have negative 20. Let's remove these brackets. We're going to have 18n minus 2n squared. It's n times negative 2n. It's going to be 2n, negative 2n squared. Okay, so let's take these terms and bring them to this side. So we're going to have 2n squared minus 18n minus 20 equal to 0. And what do we have there? We have a trinomial which needs to be factorized. Okay, so but before we can factorize, let's make the coefficient of n squared here 1. To do that, we're going to have to divide everything by 2, right? Then when we divide everything by 2, we have n squared minus 9n minus 10 equals to 0. And there we have a nice looking trinomial that can be factorized easily. Okay, so we know that when we are factorizing a trinomial, we have 2 brackets, we have n, and then now we have to look for factors of 10, which when added together will give us 9. When added or subtracted from each other will give us 9. Okay, so we have 10 and 1. 10 minus 1 gives us 9, right? So let's now look at the signs. We must get negative 9 and negative 10. So what if we say plus 1 minus 10? 1 minus 10 is going to give us negative 9, you see? So we factorized it. So we can say, therefore, n is equal to 10, or n is equal to negative 1. We have 2 values of n, but we are looking for 1 value of n. Remember, n is the number of terms in the series. So we have a positive number and a negative number. We know that the number of terms can never be negative, right? So that means already this is our answer. N is equal to 10. and this implies that k is equal to 10. Remember that here at the top we established that n is equal to k. So if n is equal to 10, then it means that k is also equal to 10. And that is how you solve it.